What's up, fight fans and cannabis activists alike? We are back with a featured edition today of My Marijuana Chronicles. We speak with Dan Marshall of Dr. Dabber as they discuss the recent release of the Switch limited edition sugar model e-rig. You can see mine right here. By the flick of a switch, you can hit your concentrate, flick it right to the next side. You can hit your flower. It's a true one-stop shop dynamic duo in technology. One piece for everything. And it's absolutely gorgeous. Like I said, I have mine here. I've had it for about 2 weeks now. They sent one to my MMA news, and of course, you know how your boy does. I had to try it out and get him on the line to talk about all the details that goes behind the Sugar limited edition Switch, what got them into combat sports, and so much more. So without further ado, I got my man Dan on the line from Dr. Dabber. Dan Marshall, what's going on, brother? Thank you for joining me. It's an honor.
I'm doing really well, Adam. Thank you for having me, man. It's a beautiful day out here in Las Vegas. Nice and sunny and warm. Happy to be here.
Well, I gotta say, I am jealous because I'm over here in Newark, Delaware, so I don't have the luxury of that Las Vegas weather. But you know what? When I was out there for High Rollers, man, it was gorgeous. Like I told you, I saw you guys in plentiful and in abundance out in High Rollers. I appreciate what you guys were doing for combat sports, man. So it's just awesome to see what you guys are doing, really.
Absolutely. We love the guys over at High Rollers. Every time they put on an event, we love to show out, make sure the fighters are heavily medicated before and after their fight.
So I just want to get from the roots on up, so we might as well get digging. So Dr. Dabber, it originated in 2013, two people in their garage packing and shipping orders out in Florida. So now you guys are an absolute staple in the cannabis game, killing it out in Las Vegas. Just a little bit short of a decade in the game, and you're flying high. Can you talk to me about the early stages, riding high on aspirations and dreams, to now, today, UFC fighters on your roster? Like I said, we see you at High Rollers, but the inception to today's overall fruits. What a ride, huh?
Absolutely, man. It's definitely been a journey. The CEO of Dr. Dabber, Jamie Rosen, started this company with his business partner in 2013. On a will and a dream. There was a lot of devices out there that functioned for waxes, but everything was really designed for e-liquids. So we really would hit that. It'd be just really burning your materials, and it wasn't a very pleasing experience. So you really wanted to lower the resistance on these pens, which in turn, lowered that temperature, creating that first true like dab pen experience. Birthed the Dr. Dabber Ghost 2013. Is that traditional wax pen. You'd pop it open, put your wax inside, and be smoking it on the go. And I would say kind of from there, we were a very integral part of the e-rig game. When cannabis industry started blowing up, around 2015, we put out the first portable e-rig, really changing the game and having the power to just take this little device, heat it up without any torch or any fuss, and be able to take a dab right on the go, and kind of pioneering that technology into now with the Dr. Dabber Switch, like as you see right there with you. And we've got our beautiful Sugar Sean edition right here. This device will do flower concentrates within 7-second heat up time. So it's been amazing to watch the company grow from just this small company shipping out vapes in the garage to we're still a small company, but creating these award-winning vaporizers. That's almost like bringing people into the future of consumption.
I couldn't agree more, man. One of the biggest things I personally noticed, and I love that set you guys apart, in my opinion, is the continuous ingenuity, the enclosed, the seals atomizer. You guys never have to worry about materials gunking your stuff up, the interchangeable glassware, the color schemes. I mean, with that said, when it comes to sitting in the war room and, spitballing ideas, what are some of your hot talking points that you guys go through when designing?
Oh man, so a lot of the team does consume cannabis, so we are big dabbers and flower users, excuse me. So we do sit down. Everyone is an integral part. What do you think about this? What temperatures do you like? Was it too hot? Was it too cool? So we really can dial in not only what we like, but the feedback we get from our customers at the end. We really take and listen to any feedback we're getting from them to create these wonderful devices you see with the sealed off chambers. And really, I guess throughout experience, you take a dab out of a machine and it gets really gunked up and dirty, you just kind of ask yourself, how can I make this better? And I would say that necessarily would birth the Switch and the Evo and the Boost. Like, how can we make consumption more user friendly and just better for people?
Man, one of the biggest things that I personally I love about the Switch, and I've had it for about 2 weeks now, and it's put me to bed, it's had me up, and it's had me running miles around the park. It's a great all around utilize. You can utilize it for so many different facets, and like I said, one of my favorite parts, like we've discussed, is going back and forth between the concentrate and flour. Now, some people, the hardcore users, they'll, well, why would we want to mix the terps and then something with the resin and everything? And for
Yeah.
that, for those people, I would obviously say you have the Evo for your concentrates. You have other things that you can separate, but this is for that one-stop shop. It's everything that you need in one. So why wouldn't you utilize that? In my personal opinion.
100%. And we definitely do hear those concerns with those like top tier connoisseurs. They don't want to mix their resin with their oil. But I mean, the switch is as easy as just popping on a glass piece and popping on a new one. So if I'm doing flour, I'll have another glass piece and just can wipe out the inside very easily and switch your materials. But it is kind of the end all be all, the last vape you'll ever have to buy.
I'm telling you, it's that one-stop shop, man. I love it. So, mentioning the UFC fighters on your roster, why did you guys branch out to, MMA, combat sports in general, predominantly first, as far as bringing people on your roster? Are you guys fans? Are you guys practitioners? I have so many questions as far as like what you brought you guys into the combat sports market. Did you guys see anything in the combat sports market?
Absolutely. Great question. I would say, our CEO is really big into sports of all kinds, especially the UFC, and just kind of seeing, Sugar Sean rise through the ranks, putting on for being an underdog. He came on the Ultimate Fighter show, whooped everyone's ass, and really came through. And I feel like he's such a highly entertaining and like almost explosive, exciting fighter that we've really seen this guy, and we just really wanted to vibe with him. And I'm not sure how the opportunity presented itself, but we were able to connect with Sugar a couple of years ago, and we put out a limited edition device with him. Kind of, the UFC was more receptive to athletes using cannabis as a resource or a healing method. So definitely looking to show people the benefits of cannabis consumption. I felt like the MMA scene, or we felt the MMA scene was a really great place to start. Sugar Sean, he's a really flashy guy, and it was really cool to do something flashy with him at that limited edition Evo. Excuse me. And then collabing with him again on the Switch, man, the dude's been killing it. Such a great guy. So it's amazing how everything happened. I don't think it really was planned out that way, but just the way all the cards align with the UFC being so ready to allow their players to use cannabis, it was like, that's it right there. We got to be involved.
So you have several other MMA fighters on your sponsored list as well. Like we said, Jillian Robertson. The list goes on. High rollers, you can support them. What is it about Sugar that stands out to you guys? Gelling with Dr. Dabber almost as your spokesperson.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he just seemed like a really cool guy. Again, just someone to relate back to. He's very highly entertaining. He's kind of flashy like us. He's professional when he needs to be, but when it's time to fight, man is ready to put it down. And I'll kind of refer back to like the Alameda fight with O'Malley. It was like double KO, and just seeing that dude, it was like a knockout punch victory. That's the kind of impact you want to leave on people at Dr. Dabber's, having that like knockout punch. So it just seemed like a beautiful collab with Sugar.
Funny you mentioned that knockout blow, because personal story, when I was talking with the owner of our website, My MMA News, and it was when I had first got my Switch. Now, I made the decision before I went out to dinner with my wife. I was like, man, I just got this. I have to try it out.
Yeah.
Man, going out to dinner wasn't in my best interest in that night. Let me just put it that way. Yeah, so I might have overconsumed, macro dosed instead of micro dosed to try it out.
Oh, no.
But again, now that I've gotten a chance to play with it, toggle with the temperatures and adjust, what sits right for me personally. With that being said, there's something for everybody. The high temperatures, the low temperatures, the people that just want to vibe out and chill. This thing is, again, the one-stop shop for anything you need cannabis.
Absolutely. The Switch is designed to be almost as versatile as you want to be at the time. Like you described, some people just want a low temperature dab, give you that very productive, stimulating high. Sometimes you want to crank it up, max temp, get that couch lock feeling. We're going to burn off all the terpenes. We don't care about the medical effects. So the Switch is so versatile. You could just, with the flick of a switch, lets the device know what materials are going inside. And then the temperatures will go as low as 300 degrees and all the way up to 780 with our multicolored lights. You just press that button one time and you'll be heating within achieving that temperature within 7 seconds. So this guy will give you like the 100 hits on a full battery. It literally is the end all be all. It comes with the ceramic nails off the bat, like out of the box, but we also have a nice sapphire, silicon carbide, and aluminum nitride. You can definitely check us out at drdabber.com. My favorite is the sapphire insert. It's very, very flavorful. And also a hidden feature of the Switch, I'd say the self-cleaning mode. People always say, all right, I love this device, it's going to be cool, but how do I clean it? So self-cleaning mode is probably my favorite feature of the robust features that the Switch includes here.
When I read the Dr. Dabber interview with Sugar Sean, one of the questions you guys had for him was, what is the hardest part about being a professional athlete? Now, I want to flip the script, if you will. What is the most difficult part of staying on top of the always evolving cannabis market?
Man, I guess the hardest part is just like taking in all the different information. There's so many resources and data points to touch on, and really, if you're not reading up on it at least once a week, you can really just fall behind. The laws are changing state to state. Each state has different legislation for cannabis products. Thankfully for us, we're just a cannabis hardware brand, so we're able to be sold, worldwide essentially. But I would say the hardest part is just maintaining all the different sources of information. Is this valid information? Staying on top of the trends, whether that be social media or at the trade shows in real life with the real consumers.
Following up on the War Room talk that I mentioned earlier, you have several other fighters, like I said, other than Sean. So my question is, what is Dr. Dabber looking for in their athletes when you consider them for promotion?
Definitely we're looking to put on, the up and coming. We love the underdogs, maybe someone who's not so recognized, but they're just a really disciplined fighter. When they get in that ring, they're just exploding with power, excuse me. And it's definitely someone who's also involved in the cannabis scene, not someone who's maybe new to cannabis. Not that we're not opposed to that, but someone who just really absolutely loves the benefits of cannabis, been using it a long time. And that would be a good spokesperson for action sports and cannabis use together.
Have you guys considered bringing in other athletes other than MMA fighters at the moment?
Yeah, you guys may have seen out there. I think it was a couple, like during the Olympics or before, we were trying to recruit Shakari Richardson.
I heard about that. Any news on that?
Unfortunately, we have not heard back from her camp. Shakari, if you're out there, we'd love to hear from you. I'm sure the offer still stands, but I can confirm that we definitely did reach out, but unfortunately, we did not hear back from her.
Understandable. So your product evolution speaks for itself. Obviously, the Switch, and between the lavishly ergonomic designs on top of the technological superior performances, Dr. Dabber, it's certainly set themselves apart. The Switch, like I said, it's absolutely no different. I've had mine for almost 2 weeks, like I've said, and it's a game changer, conveniently flipping back and forth. Why does the Switch stand out against other competitors that do the same?
Oh, great question. I would say we're definitely setting the standard with the heating time. No other vaporizer on the market is going to be able to achieve temperature within 7 seconds with that induction-based heating. And I would say our technology is proprietary in the way that the vapor travels right to the glass, right to the water, and to you with no dilution through a metal or a silicone. We've got proprietary design patents, and the device is patented itself, so nobody can ever imitate that. We're not infringing on anyone else's patent. And what really makes us unique, again, is that quartz to glass vapor pathway. A lot of the competition, you'll see your vapor has to go through some kind of metal or silicone, getting your materials all gunked up. And if you're using cannabis for a medical purpose, you don't want to put your high quality materials through a metal or a silicone. That just seems like, 2008, 2011, we had titanium nails. And I mean, we've evolved to quartz nails. So we're kind of trying to keep up with the trend and what's popular with our consumption methods.
Something about Dr. Dabber that I've noticed is it's not just a hardware company that's just pushing out products trying to get the sale. You guys care. You guys take the time to do your research. You guys take the time to look into the research the athletes that you put the time and effort into. That sets yourself apart differently because you take the time and you care. Would you agree?
100%. I like to tell people Dr. Dabber is made by dabbers for dabbers. We're not just trying to blow smoke with some cool looking products that don't actually work. At the end of the day, we're spending our hard earned money on these products. We want them to perform like as they're advertised. So I feel like that definitely sets us apart, our quality.
What do you guys have on your short list of things to get done? If you don't mind, could you give me any hints of any upcoming releases? Anything you might want to drop on me?
Oh man. Oh man, I wish I could share with you. Definitely stay tuned. This year is going to be a big year for Dr. Dabber. We have some very exciting things slated for the holiday season. So, the best way to stay informed is check us out on social media at Dr. Dabber. But man, if you like dabs and you like the convenience of taking them everywhere with you, Dr. Dabber is going to have you covered here very, very soon.
Oh, I like that hint. I like that hint a lot. Now, final thing before I let you go, you just dropped the social media on us, so let the fans, let everybody know where can they get their official Dr. Dabber merchandise.
100%. You can check us out on all your favorite social medias. That's at Dr. Dabber, or on the World Wide Web. Type in www.drdabber.com, and you can tap in, follow in our newest links. We do like nice live streams. We're looking to be at a lot of trade shows. Hopefully, we're in a town near you. Come say hi.
There he goes, Dan Marshall, representative and the man from Dr. Dabber, the company that they do it all. They're responsible for the brand new limited edition Sugar Sean Switch. They got it. They got everything going on. So Dan, I really appreciate you taking the time. I love everything you guys are doing. I appreciate this beautiful product. I can't wait to continue learning more about it, writing more about it, and I got some fun stuff packed up for you and Dr. Dabber.
Thank you so much, Adam. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. We're all about sharing that education. We hope you guys stay nice and high, and welcome to the future.